Italy has always been a favorite destination. With the food, the places and people being so close to home.
More rides, safer rides, and the good life.
Northern Italy in autumn can be cold and wet, and here in the province of Varese, in the Lombardy region, it's no different. This part of Italy has always played an important role in the aerospace industry as far back as 100 years ago. I took the chance to revisit old friends, Joe Blini and his son Alessio at AEROSVILUPPI Aircraft. I go a long way back with Joe and family. We met in the late 80s while they were based in the Philippines for business. We spent many weekends on the beach and flew airplanes while in each other's countries. He was an inspiration to keep going with the aviation business. It has been years since my last visit, and I was excited to see what's new in the company.
These are all for helicopter. We are doing the electrical system.
AEROSVILUPPI continues to answer the demand for aircraft solutions, from design to manufacturing.
For the installation of the shaft. This is the office where we design our products.
People who work here, what is their background?
Most of them aerospace or aircraft engineers.
One exciting new development is the manufacture of aircraft simulators.
We cut the cockpit and we mount it on a frame and with visual and so on.
This I had to try.
I missed the runway. Ugh.
Joy, your pilot skill is improving.
And the visual really helps, huh? But it's nice, huh? It works. Okay, I did crash.
Nice landing.
I did crash it.
From Lonate Pozzolo, I drive back to the center of Varese to meet another set of friends.
Hi boss, I'm glad you're here.
Biking buddies Fabian and Joey. A few months ago, we had a fun 3-hour ride on Moto Guzzis along with 60 other bikes across some of the most scenic roads in the southern Philippines. In spite of the weather, I was still happy to be here this time of the year to see them and attend the annual EICMA or World Motorcycle Expo in Milan.
But you guys have been going to the show every year?
Yes, almost every year. EICMA is where the manufacturers, the factories show the new models. They will produce in a year or two from now.
Despite the downpour, these guys still plan to ride bikes to the expo.
So you guys are ready? You guys are ready?
All ready to go. We're all dressed up. How about you, Joy? Why don't you join us?
Nope, I will not change my mind. You guys are real hardcore. I think I'll stick to the Audi.
We got 2 extra bikes here.
I'll stick to the Audi.
The roads from Varese to Milan were wet and slippery. But the boys had no problem weaving their way through the traffic. In the meantime, Fabian and I didn't rough up our coats driving the Audi A6. at the Fiera Milano, the EICMA is considered the world's biggest motorcycle show. This year, it celebrates 100 years of history, paying tribute to the entire two-wheel industry. Drawing bike enthusiasts from all over the world. Each motorcycle manufacturer had their latest models showcased.
Well, the engines were quite popular during my grandfather's time. I mean, it fits me right, the height and everything. I wouldn't mind having one of these once I become a grandfather. Doesn't really belong here, but I guess I belong here.
This year's setting, being a commemoration of the past, many classic bike models were also on display. But of course, we were excited to see the latest in Moto Guzzi's lineup.
Look at this engine. Side mirrors. Everything is just right. And I think I can reach this one. It's my dream motorcycle. She feels very comfortable sitting there, huh?
I like the design about this motorcycle.
Always nice, Italian design. I believe, Captain, this was designed by also a pilot, no?
Yes, yes. That's why the wings. That's why it's there. Of all the models, this is the one that I like the most.
I like the one sitting on the bike.
You don't like to ride motorcycles?
No.
You ride motorcycles? No. No, not as well. Okay.
If you buy, maybe they ride with us.
When we come back, I drive to Lake Como and get acquainted with its bountiful catch and a heritage that grew along its banks. About 80 miles north of Milan is Lake Como. Considered one of Italy's most beautiful lakes, it is a favorite vacation hotspot in the area. Along the banks of the picturesque lake is where they had been making Moto Guzzis since 1921. Today, the guys and I decided to drive from Varese to Moto Guzzi's headquarters in Como.
Weather is a little bit better, but still not quite that good for me to ride.
With the weather showing very little sign of improvement, I passed up the chance to do a ride, but instead, drive in the comfort of the A6.
Well, the first group went ahead. Our meeting point is a good restaurant near Moto Guzzi. Well, we lost each other because of the rain. The other bike is with Fabian, and I had a chat with him. They will go ahead. I'll take care of the two guys. So let's see if this weather improves. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We're taking the small local roads because we missed out on the highway. And what's good about this is that we get to see a little bit of everything. All the small towns have this opportunity to really look around. I'm not sure if they're having fun in the rain, but it looks like they are.
Finally, we were able to catch up with the rest of the guys. We stopped by the banks of the Ada River, which flows into Lake Como.
More rides? Safer rides? And the good life.
Lunch was at a small trattoria specializing in fresh river catch. Alicia was happy to introduce us to the typical fare in this part of northern Italy.
Red shrimps, scampi, swordfish, and tuna fish. Oyster, tartare of umbrina. Umbrina is a white fish. Scampi, calamari, and sivas.
The restaurant served no meat, only the fresh catch of the day. It was a welcome feast for tired and hungry riders. Everyone enjoyed the good wine and the great company. After getting ourselves warm at the restaurant, we continued on the village of Mandello dell'Ario.
Welcome to Mandello dell'Ario.
Yes.
Yesterday we've seen the latest models. Now we take a step backwards to see the birth of the legend.
Moto Guzzi is the oldest European motorcycle manufacturer in continuous production. Two World War I aircraft pilots, Carlo Guzzi and Giovanni Ravelli, together with their aircraft mechanic Giorgio Parodi, talked often about what they would do after the war. Sharing a common interest, the trio daydreamed of designing, building, and racing motorcycles. A few days before the war ended, Ravelli died in a plane crash, and his partners used the Italian Air Corps eagle's wings on the Moto Guzzi's logo in his memory. The company used racing to promote the brand, and the innovative engine designs assured them many victories and speed records.
This is the world champion in 1955. This will always be close to my heart, not because we're in the same age.
In 1950, Moto Guzzi built the first motorcycle wind tunnel for riders to test the bikes and optimize their high-speed riding positions, and for aerodynamic research. This allowed them to design bikes that are lightweight but very fast and agile, running at speeds of up to 285 kilometers per hour, making sharp turns on the racetrack.
It's fantastic how they have kept all these motorcycles intact and the way they were, almost when they were manufactured.
Over the years, the company designed bikes for different industries and different pursuits.
Right. This was the first time that they sold to the California Highway Patrol. And I think this is why they call this one the Policia California.
This started the California series, combining performance and style, designed as an ideal grand tourer. Historically, Moto Guzzi was a pioneer in many ways, with a company made up of some of the most brilliant engineers of the day. It introduced the first center stand for bikes, the first 8-cylinder engine, and the 90-degree V-twin engine it is known for. Moto Guzzi has remained an independent spirit in today's motorcycle industry. It may not have the far-reaching brand status of most mass-produced motorcycles, but it was a trailblazer ahead of its time, which paved the way for the rest of the two-wheeled industry. When we return, get to know the world's fashion and design capital, Milan, as I walk its streets with an umbrella in one hand and shopping bags in the other. Being in the Lombardy region, I would not miss making a favorite stop, its capital city, Milan. The world looks to Milan for the latest trends. Milan's iconic cathedral, the Duomo di Milano, stands proudly at the center of the city.
Milan is the center of fashion and design here in Italy, and every time I visit, I make sure I come by the Duomo. Raining hard, but it's still a fantastic view.
Spending summers at the Piazza del Duomo in my younger years taught me to appreciate Italian architecture at its finest. The Duomo took nearly 6 centuries to complete, with the initial design continuously altered to make it even more spectacular, resulting in a dazzling Gothic design. Made of white marble from Lake Maggiore, its exterior is beautifully decorated with intricate sculptures and spires. There are a total of 3,400 statues adorning the church. At the top of the cathedral's tallest spire is its most famous statue, the Madonnina, a copper statue of the Virgin Mary covered in pieces of gold leaf. Inside is an expansive but rather dark interior with 52 majestic pillars, one for each week of the year, supporting the ceiling. A stone's throw away from the Piazza del Duomo is another well-known structure.
Italians love their fashion brands, and they built the first shopping arcade in the world.
The Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. Formed in the shape of a Latin cross, the Galleria has 4 stories and 2 glass-vaulted arcades. The central space is topped with a glass dome. It is often called Milan's living room, being an important meeting and dining place for Milanese. Milan was laid out with the streets radiating from the Duomo or circling it. Not far from the cathedral, one can easily walk through medieval structures.
This is the Piazza Mercanti. It is where people traded goods and was the center of everything in the Middle Ages. And actually, they even announced the sentences of criminals right in this area.
But what is a visit to Milan without shopping? Armed with an umbrella, it was a pleasant walk down Milan's streets lined with shops.
Well, this is something that I can never resist. Another favorite. Here in Via Dante, all my favorite stores are all over the place.
In the next part of this adventure, I journey from the Italian border and into the Swiss Alps to enjoy some of the most magnificent lakeside and mountain views in the world. Italy will always be a favorite destination, as it is here that my mind was opened to the refinement of Italian design and engineering, as well as the relentless passion for what they do. This passion has allowed them to be recognized as a worldwide trendsetter and leader in aesthetics. Their imagination, deeply rooted in the art and culture of the past, gives them a step ahead into the future.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari.